clairvoyance. Now, clairvoyance is something that every single one of us can do. Not just me. I'm not the only clairvoyant Christian in the world. You can be a clairvoyant Christian too. And it doesn't mean that you have to drop your current religious beliefs. In fact, clairvoyance and meditation practices can integrate into any Christian philosophy, any Jewish philosophy, any religious philosophy there is, because it's simply a natural ability that we have as humans to see things as good or bad, as something we should go to or move away from, as something that is us or not us. And I'll explain all that a little bit later. Now, how it works is that inside your brain you have what they call the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is where your brain makes logical thoughts. It is the newest part of the brain. It's what makes us unique as human beings. It's a reptile only has a reptilian brain, a mammal only has a mammalian brain, but only humans have the neocortex and the frontal lobes. So it makes us a little bit special. Now, the anterior cingulate rests right behind your frontal lobes, like right in the center of your mind. So if you think of like a Buddhist picture where they have the circle right in the middle of their forehead, that's where it is. So it's kind of amazing that for thousands of years people have been drawing pictures with reference to this middle of your forehead, this middle of your mind. And the truth is, there's something really remarkable there that science has defined as the anterior cingulate. Now, the anterior cingulate seems to exist for God. It is the part of your brain that can experience God as loving, compassionate, and it decreases anxiety, guilt, fear, and anger that are created by the amygdala part of your brain. So basically you've got this amygdala part of your brain that makes you fearful, makes you anxious, makes you uncomfortable, makes you feel guilt. And then when you concentrate on this anterior cingulate, you experience God. And you get all kinds of benefits from that, including feeling better, decreasing your anxiety, decreasing your guilt, making you feel more connected to the people around you. So it's so important that people recognize this and use this part of their brain, because if you think about what is the thing that fuels most of the bad behavior in this society, in this world, it's fear, it's anxiety, it's jealousy, it's guilt, it's manipulation. It's all these bad things that are coming from the amygdala part of your brain. So if you have a part of your brain that can suppress all of that to bring you closer to God and to make you a better person, it seems like that is something you would want to do. So when I was at the Berkeley Psychic Institute, they taught me this tool called the center of head. In order to be clairvoyant, in order to see things clairvoyantly, you had to be in the center of your head. So the reason for this is at the very center of your head, in the very first part of the brain to develop, is this gland called the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland is the first part, evolutionary part of the brain to develop. So when the multi-celled organism starts to develop a brain, the pineal gland is the first brain that is developed. It's the most primitive part of your brain. It is in the reptiles, it's in the mammals, it's in every brain that exists. So when you have just a pineal gland for a brain, all the pineal gland does is see the world as energy. You don't have the ability to logically think, oh, I'm hungry, I think I'll go out and get some food to feed myself. Or you don't have the ability to look at something and go, huh, that thing looks scary, I think I will walk the other direction. You don't have emotions, so you're not going, oh, I'm scared of that, or oh, I'm so famished I need to eat, or I'm in love with that, I think I'll go over to that thing and see what that thing's about. You don't have any of that at that point. All you have is this pineal gland that sees the world as energy. So you are attracted to good energy, energy of food, energy of relationship, anything that's going to help you reproduce. That's a big thing for any organism. Or you are able to sense bad energy, things that are going to kill you, basically. So when we, as sophisticated human beings, concentrate in meditation on the pineal gland of the brain, we also can see the world as colors. So what's really fascinating is when this pineal gland starts to interact with the anterior cingulate. So as I said before, the anterior cingulate is the part of the brain that is about God. So if you take this primitive part of your brain and you start to see the world as colors, and then you also focus on the anterior cingulate, guess what happens? You start seeing God's energy. So, at the Berkeley Psychic Institute, we learned how to center ourselves, go to the center of our minds, the center of our heads, concentrate on this pineal gland, and see colors. And now I am creating a bridge between that basic clairvoyant skill and your ability to experience God. And when we connect the two, amazing things start to happen.